Hello champions. In this lab, we are going to do a quick demo on creation of S3 bucket. So S3 is nothing but simple storage service. You can think of S3 or simple storage service as Google Drive. So it's like creating a folder. And in this demo or in this lab, the whole demo or the goal is to create a bucket or think of it as a folder and making that folder public, and we will put some objects or some files in that bucket, and we will also make that file as public. So these are so that these files are accessible to the open world. So let's quickly get started. So you can see I'm on a dashboard of S3. If you are not able to see this dashboard, what you can do is you can quickly search S3. So just because we have simple storage service 3S, that's why S3. So you can search quickly S3 here and you can click on this one. And you will be brought to the S3 dashboard that you would see. Now what I'll do is I'll quickly create a bucket. It's like creating a folder. So I'll say create bucket and I'll give it a name. Make sure this name is unique. For example, if there is any bucket name which I might have not created, but which is very common name, for example, temp. So if I give temp, let me give a temp name, and the moment I say you can see the moment I say create bucket, it says that the bucket with same name already exists. So it might not exist in your account, but it might exist with some other account, some other person might have created. So don't worry, this doesn't mean that it exists in your account, but yes, it might exist with some other account. So we'll have to give it some unique name. So in this lab, let's give it some unique name like demo, and let's say 300. So I'm giving it some random name. This is a default region, so keep this setting as default. Since we want to make this bucket public, in fact, the objects inside the bucket as well would be public. So choose the option of ACL enabled. So we'll go with ACL enabled and we'll go with default bucket ownership of bucket owner. And then we'll scroll down. Now, when you want to make any objects inside the bucket public, ideally the bucket should also be public. So ideally I should uncheck this, because if this is check mark, that means this will block all the public access. But right now I won't uncheck this because I want to show you some error. Like what if you do not make the folder as public, but the file inside the folder are public, or you are trying to make those public. So what is the error? I want to show you that error. So I'm not making this folder or this bucket public at this point. So let's move ahead, and keeping all the options as default, I'll create a bucket. So right now what we have done is we have just created a simple storage service, which, or you can say S3 bucket with the name demo 300. So I'll go inside this. You can see the bucket is already there. I'll click on demo 300. And now in this, I'll quickly upload two objects. So let's say upload. I'll say add files. And in that, I'll quickly upload two objects. So let's say, okay, these two, one is, okay. So we have City Tower logo and Cloud Champion. So I'll upload these two JPEG files. So you can see we are here, and I'll say upload. So the upload was success, and now I'll click on the bucket here. So S3 demo 300. I'm into these buckets now. Now the inside this bucket, you can see there are two objects. So think of this as a folder. Inside a folder demo 300, we have two objects. Now the whole idea is to make it public. Our folder by default is private, so it's not accessible. And let me show you. So if I click on this, you can say file Cloud Champion, and you would see this object URL. Just right click on this URL and say open a new tab, and you would see there's an error, access denied, which means this object is not public. Now, if at all I try to make this file as public, let's try to make this file as public. So I'll click this file and I'll go into actions and I'll say make public via ACL. So it says make public, and I say make public. Now you can see I got this error. Why I got this error? Because we are trying to make an object public inside a folder or inside a bucket, which itself is private or which itself is not public, right? So the first thing that we should be doing is make that folder public. So what we will do is, I'll again go into, we are into this bucket demo 300. Okay, I'll go into permissions tab. Into permissions, I'll scroll down and I'll go into settings called block public access. So here I'll say edit. Just because this setting is check marked, so you remember this setting I showed you at the start of it. So this is check marked, which means this is blocking the public access. So our folder itself is private, it is not public. So I'll uncheck this. So I have unchecked means it won't block public access. That means it is publicly available. So with this setting, I'm making my bucket as public. So I'm making the folder as public. So I say save changes, and here you can see you need to enter confirm, which means you should be very well aware that you are making a folder public. So your files, sensitive files inside this folder or inside this bucket would be public. So that's why it's asking you to confirm. And now you can see this setting is off, which means the folder is public. So I'll again, from permissions tab, I'll go into the objects, and now I can see my files again. So here again, I'll click this file, and now I have two files, but I don't want to make both these files public. So I'll just make one file public. So I'll click this file which I want to make public, and I'll say click actions, and I'll scroll down to select make public via ACL. And now you would see when I say make public, I don't get error because the folder is made public, and now I'm making the object or this file as public. And now again, let's try to access this object. So you remember earlier I had tried to open this URL and I got access denied just because the folder and file both were private. Now let me refresh this URL. So you can see this URL is opening. That means this file I'm able to access. Now the folder is public, and inside folder I have two files. One is public, one is not. Let me show you that demo as well. So I'll quickly go inside the bucket, S3 bucket demo 300. And as you can see, I have two objects once again. One which is already made public, so that I was able to see the image. But let's try this another file. So I'll click on this CT tower logo. So that's control tower logo. And if I right click this URL, object URL, let me try to open this new tab. So you can see the folder is public, but files inside should be public if you want to access it. So one file is public, which I was able to access, this one, the other is not. So that's why I'm not able to access. So though the folder is public, if you want to make all files accessible or public, then you'll have to individually make those files public. So that is what I wanted to demo. If at all you want to make all the files public, you have to make those individually, or you can write some ACLs to make it a short demo and quick. This is how you should do. So you can go ahead to make another file public, and you can just refresh the URL as well. So that is what we had in this demo, quick demo. In fact, before I complete this, another important point I wanted to mention is, so make sure once you're done with this demo, you delete the bucket. So let me show you how to quickly delete this bucket. So since this bucket has got some files, you'll have to empty the bucket first. So you'll have to delete the files first. So I'll click both these files in a single go, and I'll say delete. I'll scroll down, and so here it's asking you to confirm. So to confirm the deletion, you'll have to type permanently delete. So I'll say permanently delete. You'll actually have to type it. Once you type it, that's when you would see delete objects option. So both objects are deleted. And now let me go outside the bucket. So you can see the objects are deleted. Now I would go in demo S3, and remember the bucket that I need to delete is demo 300. So I'll go outside the bucket, and here I would see demo 300. So I'll click this demo 300. I'll say delete. And again, it's asking for a confirmation. To confirm deletion, enter name of the bucket. So I'll enter the name of bucket demo 300. Remember that this action cannot be undone. So whenever you are deleting something in your production scenario, make sure you are very well aware of what you are doing. So now you can delete bucket and you can see the bucket is gone. So demo 300 bucket no more exists in my account. And that is what we had in this lab. So guys, make sure after completion of this demo, you delete all the resources so that you are not being charged. So I hope you enjoyed this demo. I'll see you in another lab. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.